Mass shootings and gun violence is unique to the United States. No other modern first world country has the same level of gun violence, and that's insane that the United States just accepts it as a way of life. Like that's what we have to deal with for the right for the Second Amendment. This is happening in the United States, and it's not happening anywhere else. There's nowhere else in the world that is at the same modern and first world level of the United States. The closest areas being Europe, who have the same level, and like Australia, who have the same level of gun violence as the United States does. This means that there's something unique in the United States that's causing gun violence and causing these mass shootings to take place. So let's look at figuring out what that thing is and what we can do to stop it. Some of the options or possible reasons for the gun violence in the United States that have been brought up in politics and by other politicians have been video games, and that's causing violence, and the video games that are violent are causing the kids to become violent. However, that's just stupid. A ton of studies have been done trying to link video games and violence or gun violence, and not a single study has been able to show that or prove that. So it's like, if video games are really causing the gun violence, why hasn't a single study been able to show that? It doesn't make any sense. Not only that, but video games have actually, since video games have come out, there's been a decrease in violence, and video games have been doing a really good job of helping people not be violent and decreasing the amount of violence, especially among teenagers and kids who would, instead of playing video games, if video games didn't exist, be out on the streets doing a bunch of bad shit. Maybe not every kid would be doing the bad shit out on the streets, but the kids that would be doing that and instead play video games, it's an improvement for them to be playing video games rather than be out on the streets, having underage sex, getting knocked up, knocking up other people, joining a gang and whatnot, committing crimes, because they're playing video games. They don't have time to do all this other stuff. So as long as even one kid is playing video games instead of going out and committing crimes or shooting or being violent or fucking up their life and other people's lives, it's a net positive. And it's ridiculous that people blame video games for violence, and people should really just stop doing that because it doesn't make any sense. Some other things people say that, like, oh, it's not the gun's fault, are that in Europe there's trucks, people drive in trucks. In Japan or Australia, people have knives, they can just attack people with knives. But trucks and knives are nowhere near as effective as killing people as guns are. That's why when we go out to war, when we go out into the Middle East, we don't arm our soldiers like, here, take a truck, here, take a bunch of knives. We give them fucking guns, because guns are good at killing people. Even bombs, like, there have been plenty of bomb threats and attempted bombings around Europe and other places don't have guns, but bombs even are so much less consistent and much harder to make for people than it is in the United States, where someone just go out and buy a gun from Walmart. So it's just silly that people would say, oh, well, trucks and knives, you can kill people even if you don't have a gun. Guns are just so much more effective and easier to use than any of these other things that they're a much bigger threat than a truck or a knife is. They also blame mental illness. But the thing is, people with mental illness exist all over the world. But you don't see people in Sweden going out and shooting people. We don't see people in Japan going out and shooting people up. They all have mental illness too. It's not like mental illness is something that only happens in the United States. And then you're like, oh, well, why don't they just, like, people are just going to go buy guns illegally and then they'll shoot people up. Yeah, but that still doesn't happen in Europe, in Japan, Australia, all these other places that have strict gun laws. They don't just go out and buy illegal guns and shoot people up. It just doesn't happen. And then one of the most stupid things that just came up recently with the most recent shooting in Florida, as a way to prevent school shootings in particular, would be to arm the teachers, give more guns to teachers, and put more guns inside the school. And that's just stupid. Because do we really want our solution to school shootings to be, oh, if a student looks like they're about to shoot up school, we just want to kill them first. Quick, the teacher's got to go grab the Glock and go shoot down Jimmy before he starts acting up. Or do we want to remove the guns so the kids aren't even a threat in the first place, so you don't have to kill the kids, so they can get the help they need, and you never even have the threat that they're going to start shooting people? Not to mention, if an armed deputy is too afraid to run in because guns are fucking scary. You find yourself, you hear there's a school shooting going on or a shooting anywhere going on, you're gonna get fucking scared. Even if you think like right now, you don't know how you're gonna act when that shit goes down for real life. And if an armed deputy, like, and the normal person's gonna be scared, an armed deputy's gonna be scared, but like the teachers, you don't want to expect the teachers to run in. Plus, the teachers don't even have money to buy guns. They don't have enough money. They have to buy their own supplies, pencils, papers, everything. They don't have money to buy guns. It's just ridiculous. There's so many things wrong with arming the teachers. It's just stupid. Like, we don't want to be working on killing the kids because they're gonna be acting up. We want to be stopping them from acting up in the first place. So really, the solution is to just fix the guns. Make it harder for people to get guns, or just ban them outright. If we ban all guns, the United States becomes a safer place. We lose some freedom, yeah, but we don't need that freedom. We don't need guns. The average Joe the plumber does not need a gun. There are very few amount of people who need guns. Police officers might need it, but even then they shouldn't be using it because, like, you look at Iceland. Iceland doesn't. Their police officers never shoot at all. You do not need guns. Period. Some people do, but like, you don't want them to be using it, even if they do. If a police officer shoots someone, you don't want... Something went wrong. Something really bad went wrong. So it shouldn't ever, like, really happen. And anyways... So yeah, we really need to fix the gun system in the United States. It's all fucked up, and everyone is trying to, like, divert the argument by talking about other things, and it's ridiculous. So yeah, that's it.